back to ToribashTakeOVER. I'm HCBBQIMO, or Hacks, and this is one of many installments about how to become a better player. This installment, however, is about the mod Wushu, Wushu 3, Wushu Fixed, Brewshu, Hackshu, whatever you're playing, and it's Wushu based, this is what we're going to cover. The first thing I'm going to talk about is a broader sense about how do you get better at a mod. So, a very general advice I'm going to start giving, and then we'll get back into Wushu, is I'd like to break down a mod based on what attributes exist in that mod. So with Wushu, there's comebacks and movement, so engage distance and whatnot. There are setups, which are getting yourself in a position where you can actually strike or defend. And then there's improbability, there's predictability, there's defense. There's a bunch of different facets. So I'll take one facet and work on one part of my ability at a time. So first we'll talk a little bit about, and then the other thing I do, is I'll have a composition notebook. And I will have, this comes from TI Cuts, and I'll save replays by either XXX, which means I won, or excuse me, XXS, which means I lost, ZZZ, which means I won, or YYY, which means I was confused about how the outcome happened, so I'll rewatch the game. This game here against Furry Prince was a YYY for a short period of I thought it was going to be a YYY. So I loaded up the replay. And it's freaked out on me. Let's try that again. I loaded up the replay against Furry Prince. Okay, now you're seeing that I'm using a typical comeback opener and he's using a defensive opener. Let's go back, and this is what I took note of. From this position, I felt I made the wrong decision, and I wanted to learn from it. So I took a note of at the frame, when there were 650 frames left, if I had left rotated my body and contracted my hip, I would have ended up both above him and to the right of him. And given his position, I don't think he would have extended his hip and contracted his hip. So I would have been in a much better position. So now I know for next time, when I am in a comeback position fighting a defensive position, that's what I'm going to do. So that's why I learned from this XXX, which was a loss. However, it was almost a YYY, and it almost became a YYY for this reason. In 400, at the frame where there's 400 left, I thought for sure I had him. I had a foot in his neck, and I was ready to kick score points and start winning. However, I didn't. I edited the replay over and over and over again, and I realized that no matter how I adjusted my body, I couldn't hit his head. So that's why it is an XXX. So what should you do when you're trying to improve? Well, we go to Wushu and we say, alright, I want to improve on movement. What is movement? It's comebacks. It's coming back into position. It's moving distance back to my opponent. So I don't know how far away I really want to do that, but I guess a typical engage distance would be, I don't know, 600. That actually seems pretty far for a comeback. Let's try 500. Alright, I can buy that. That's about as far as a distance you travel when you want to come up with a comeback. But the thing is, I don't want to practice for the minimum. I want to keep practicing for a maximum. That way, when I get to a situation like this, it becomes really easy. So I'll set the engage distance to like 2,000, and I'll work from there. Now, something that kind of started in Clan RelaxAll was joint restrictions. So if you want to work on your movement and you want to work on your style at the same time, maybe you make it so that you only use 5 joints in one turn. So this is 5, then I relax all, and then I'll use only 5 again. And I'll work with only 5 joints until I'm coming back 2,000 engage distance with 5 joints. And then I can take notes about what worked, what didn't work, etc. Another game that I like to do with a friend, if you have one. I know that sounds really sad. You should all have friends. Please have friends. If you don't have friends, like, comment, and subscribe. No, I'm kidding. Is chasing. So what I'll do is, as the Tori player, I'll only use 3 joints. And as the uke player, you'll use 5 joints. And the objective is for uke to try to get to Tori. Tori will have to RelaxAll, use 3 joints. Uke another RelaxAll 5 joints until he catches up to Tori. It's easier to move backwards than forwards, and it teaches both people about movement in a different way. Alright, that's all the time we have here for today, but I hope I can teach you a little bit more about becoming a better Wushu player, and I hope I gave you some better ideas. If you have any questions about Wushu in general, well, first off, I'll be making other videos, but if other than that you want to make a comment in the video below, please do that. If you want to send a private message to HXCBBQIMO, I'm sure I could field that response too. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.